This is Stay Paid, a sales and marketing podcast on a mission to help you close more deals and retain more business.
Welcome to another Silver Dollar episode of Stay Paid. My name is Joshua Stike.
And I'm Luke Akery.
And today we're going to do kind of a special episode. I don't know if we've actually ever done an episode like this. We've done one similar, but we had a longtime listener. Do you remember his name?
No, I have it on my Instagram. I don't want to mess it up. I'll
tell you the story while you look that up. He had sent us a video message or sent you a video DM, basically like praising the show, saying that he's been listening to it a long time. And a couple years. He kind of ends, a couple years. He kind of ends it with like, but I have a problem. I have no idea what you guys do.
Yes, it's Rashawn Bassnet.
Rashawn, shout out to Rashawn.
I'm pronouncing it right.
You were the inspiration for this episode.
Appreciate you, brother.
Because obviously, Stay Paid is me and you, right? That's this kind
of... And
Ariel.
Don't leave Ariel.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. But it was our way of trying to get what we've learned over the years of growing a business and sharing that with others. But more importantly, it's a way to bring people into our content ecosystem and then ultimately, hopefully, earn the right to do business with people. And so that leads back to what we actually do as an organization. So our company is ReminderMedia. We started in 2003, but our first product came out in 2004. And we've talked a little bit about this as we've shared our history. We had our CEO, so go back and listen to episode 100. He came on to the show and shared the history of ReminderMedia. But more importantly than like the business and the company founding is what we actually do on a day-to-day basis to help our clients. I think part of that we were talking about before the podcast really starts with the pain points that we're seeing in our clients' industries.
Yeah, it's been super interesting. Over the years, we've worked with over 100,000 clients. Crazy. In over 140, it might be more at this point, but 140 different industries. And the value prop that we're really going after is if you want to generate more referrals from your client list, more repeat business from your client list, that's really where we are the best in the world at. Yeah. And I think it's good, like for this podcast, to maybe start with kind of the pain points of, the industry. And most people know this. If you've listened to our show, this has hopefully been hammered into you, is that one of the biggest pain points when it comes to getting business is that salespeople and businesses do not successfully nurture their leads.
Sure.
They do not successfully nurture their database. In fact,
they're constantly chasing after the unknown.
Yeah, they're chasing the anonymous public.
Lead. Yeah.
Correct. What was it? Dreamforce and Sales Conversica did a study where they found that 50% of all leads go to complete waste. 50%. In real estate, because we have a ton of realtors that listen to this, NAR shows, if you take it down not from just internet leads, but you take it down to like your database and how many people that should be referring you that are not, NAR states that it's like 90-something%, I think 91% say they will use their agent again. But when you go and look at the stats, it's like 26%, I believe, actually end up using their agent again. Yeah. Why is that? Well, in marketing, it's called the loyalty gap. What happens is when I do a transaction with Josh, whether it's an insurance transaction, a real estate transaction, financial advising, you're very loyal to me if I did a good job in the transaction. Yep. It's why 91% are saying, hey, I'll use you again, Luke, because I serviced you well. I took care of everything. I negotiated well. But what happens is time starts coming in between the transaction and our relationship.
Yeah.
And as time comes in between, there's a loyalty gap that happens because you used to know me. I was top of mind. Now I'm not top of mind
Not just
anymore.
A loyalty gap, a sheer memory gap.
Yeah.
NAR put out a stat that 70% of people forget their real estate agent's name after a year.
That's
after
crazy.
a transaction, which is wild.
Yeah.
And so, it speaks to this idea of why do people chase after the new leads? Well, it's the dopamine of getting a new lead. If you uncover a new lead, you get instant gratification versus, I have to do something to maintain a relationship with someone over the next 5 years, just in case they happen to use me again, or just in case they refer me to somebody. It's such a more instant gratification to find that new lead versus actually nurturing the relationship. But we know based on all of the stats that the money comes from the relationships and the cost comes from the new leads. What is it? 4 times more expensive, 7 times more expensive to get a new client than it is to retain an existing client?
Yeah, it's really interesting that all of us tend to go after new business versus focusing on our current relationships. So basically, that's the pain point. The pain point is everybody knows they got to follow up with their database. Everybody knows they got to keep in touch with their leads. They got to stay top of mind.
Yep.
You never really have to sell people on that. When we're at conferences, when I'm on the phone, I never have to sell people on that. They just don't know how to do it. It's not that they disagree that they should be doing it. It's just, okay, Luke, I know I should be doing that, but how do I do it? Like, what do I send them that's actually going to work? How often should I be in front of them?
I think two things come into play there. One is what actually works.
Yes.
Right. So that's the first thing that comes into play. And then the other one is, I don't have the time, right? Because most things that you're sending out require that you're consistently going in and manually sending them out or manually setting them up, or they become very expensive, right? If you want to send a bottle of wine or take clients out to dinner, that's a great impression piece that'll leave a solid impression with them. But do you have the budget to be able to do that?
Can you do it consistently enough? Yeah. What we have found over the years, not to do a whole podcast on it because we don't have time, but we have found that it really takes frequency.
Yep.
So you have to be in front of people often. You have to be in front of people with impactful things. And impact, we find in marketing, comes through personalization. So if you can personalize your marketing to the person you're sending it to, it's more relevant to them. So they hang on to it, they keep it, it makes more of an impression, so they remember you more. Yeah. And then the third piece is that it has to brand you as the business of trust. Yep. Like they have to see you as the subject matter expert. So if you're a real estate agent, they need to wake up today and go, man, there's no one who knows more about real estate than Josh. And I know this is because he's frequently in front of me with impactful information, and he's also educating me that he knows the most in real estate. Yeah. That is what we seek to do. How we do it, if you're watching the YouTube video, you probably already see it in front of us right here. But
we have multiple.
Yeah, multiple. Our flagship product, we actually create a 48-page coffee table publication for your business. So we create it for you. Now, here's the thing. You're not taking out an ad in the magazine. You're not featured next. Josh is doing the Vanna White right now. You're not featured next to a ton of competitors. This is literally your magazine. We do it both print and digital. So you can share it on your website, through email, through text, through social media, all that stuff. And we have found it really, really works. And here's why. Because the magazine is coffee table quality. And we don't focus it just on business stuff. So it's not just a real estate magazine with a ton of listings and market reports. It's not just an insurance magazine with a ton of product information on policies and life insurance. It is a magazine built so the customer or the recipient that you're sending it to, when they receive it, they actually see it as value. They see it as a gift. We have a lifestyle one. So if they're into travel, art, food, we have a home and garden one. So if they're into, home and garden stuff, design in the home, we have a business and action one. So if they want thought leadership on business, we have a health one. So if your clients are into health, you're sending them a magazine that's perceived as a gift that they can, enjoy. And because they perceive it as a gift, they don't throw it away.
Yeah. I think real quick to jump in there, like what a lot of people miss is because we'll see people or we hear from like our real estate clients or something, and they want to send something all about real estate. And I think that what so many people miss when doing marketing, we actually had a podcast on this, was this idea, or maybe it was a guest that came on, was this idea of so many marketers fall into the trap of telling their clients or putting messages out that they want. Right? Not what your clients actually want. And we talk about this within the Fit Marketing Framework in terms of what types of client or what types of content should you be sending. Educational content is critical, and that can be related to your business. That's not what we're saying. We're not saying send zero real estate information or zero financial information. What so many people fall into the trap of is sending only real estate information, only financial information, only things that is relevant to their business, when in reality, Luke isn't thinking about real estate every day.
Correct.
You are, because you're a real estate agent. I'm not thinking about real estate every day. You are, because you're a real estate agent. Send your clients something that connects with their interests. And then tie in what you do as a business to help you stay top of mind. We do that through branding, right? Through imagery. So your photo, your contact information, your logo. You've got the back cover, back inside cover, tear out cards where you can actually show off then what you do as a business owner.
Yeah. So one of the best things about the magazine is because it's your magazine, you're sending it. It's branded to you, like Josh said. So it has all your info on it. It's compliments from you coming to your database, but you can actually personalize it down to the individual. So if you look at your database right now, there's people who have life events going on, birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, weddings, whatever it is. You can actually write a personal letter down to the individual client just in their magazine. So if Josh is on my list, I know it's his birthday, I could write him a personal letter, send that to Josh. Just his magazine would have that letter. You can do the same for the digital. What makes this so powerful is not only can I personalize it to my recipient, I can personalize it to the campaigns that I'm trying to run. So the magazine is phenomenal for like a meet and greet or listing presentation, or maybe you're going out there and you want to put it in doctor's offices, hair salons, car dealerships. You want to use it to partner with other businesses. You can write the letters and you can customize the magazine to kind of showcase what you're trying to get across for that campaign.
Yeah.
And it's worked extremely well because what happens is people, when they receive the magazine in the mail, they pull it out with all the other mailers they get. Because of the quality of it, they don't throw it away. We've seen this time and time again. We actually do research on this.
Well, not only have we done research, and you can go over some of the stats if we want to, but you send the magazine to everyone who works at ReminderMedia.
Yes.
And I work on the magazine, right? My teams make the magazines. Every time I get that magazine, I pull it out from all of the rest of the mail and I leave it on my dining room table. And I'll flip through it out of curiosity. I just want to see, but like, I know the articles, I know everything, but even that, I can't throw it away right away.
Yes.
Right? Like I literally hold on to it, just kind of look at it. I make sure, my kids, I let them see it and stuff and show them as well because they like to see what dad does.
Totally agree.
Right?
Like I literally get it in the mail and I'm like, even though I work on the magazine, I can't bring it. Like
it's because of the quality.
Throw it out. Yeah.
We see this in the stats. We hire a third-party firm. They're a media research firm. They're one of the biggest in the world. They go and they survey the actual recipients of the magazine. So not our clients that are sending it, but the actual clients they're sending to. And they find that it's about a 3 to 4 week shelf life. It's a 44-minute read time.
Yeah.
And what's so interesting about that I always try to give people comparisons. Anybody who knows marketing and branding knows that is an insane amount of time in the branding space.
Product, right?
Seinfeld on TV is 18 minutes long.
Yep.
So that's 2 Seinfeld worths of time that they're spending with you from a branding standpoint. And what's super powerful is, the average magazine shared with like 3.2 people. Mm-hmm. But really,
the tear out cards are pulled out and saved. 50% of people tear out the tear out card and save them. Yep.
So we have all these stats and stuff to back up. Okay, this is really building your brand in the mind of the client. But the most powerful thing that we try to do for our clients is go, look, the business is built on relationships. How do you get relationships? Relationships come from getting to know people. How do you get to know people? That comes through conversations.
Yeah.
How do we help you have conversations? So what we do in our system is we create this magazine for you. We send it to your database for you to keep you top of mind. Then we help you understand how to reach out to your clients based upon the magazine. So for real estate agents, for example, we analyze your mailing list, predict who's most likely to list their home by thousands of different data points that are public record. We run it through an algorithm and go, hey, Josh, who you're sending the magazine, is most likely to list his home in the next 6 to 12 months. You should give him a call. And we utilize the magazine as the reason to call. It's such an easier call to make than just a sales call because I'm literally calling my client and going, hey, Josh, was thinking about you today. I just got my most recent issue of Good to Be Home. I know I'm sending it to you as a gift. Want to make sure you got it. Want to see if you checked out the article on page 7. Hey, how's life going? I get to catch up on that relationship with Josh. I get to have that conversation. And then I can do what I do best in this business, which is ask for that referral. And we have scripts. I won't give it to you guys here on the podcast, but we have scripts of how do you ask for that referral?
Yeah.
How do you get somebody to actually give you a referral? And that's really why I think we've made it so long in this business and we have so many good testimonials is because this is the best type of touch point to send. People value it. It's an impressive piece. It represents your brand the right way. People hang on to it, but it gives you a reason to call your clients and it's automated for you.
So just kind of wrap it up and so we can put a nice little bow on it. So if you sign up with ReminderMedia, what are we going to do for you? Well, the first thing we're going to ask for you from you is your photo so that we can get that on your magazine, what your company's logo is, and then who you want to send the magazine to. And our reps will actually coach you on who you should be sending this magazine to at the price point. Then we're going to walk you through our platform, show you all of the different customization options. You can choose your own customization options and make it as tailored as you want, or we're going to update it all automatically for you. New covers each issue, new tear out cards each issue, new articles, new letter. All of that's going to happen. That magazine's going to go out on a bi-weekly basis.
Bi-monthly
basis to all of those contacts automatically for you. for one price per magazine, shipping, postage, all of that's included.
Yep.
We also have our digital content because we wanted to hold true to our name. So if you want to kind of put or succinctly say what Reminder Media does, we help you stay remembered through media.
Yep.
Right. So whether that's print media, whether that's digital media, whether that's social media, we have content that you can personalize for your own brand across all three of those medias.
Yes. And so the idea here is that we'll set it all up for you, so it can be automated. So your postings on your Facebook are automated. You're sharing your digital magazine through email. You can even text it to people. Your print magazine is going to your core clients or your core places on your print list. All of this is done for you, set up, and then we teach you how to do the follow-up.
Yep. We actually have a special offer for Stay Paid listeners. We actually don't mention this enough, so I think we're going to try and mention a little bit more. But if you go to staypaidpodcast.com/magazine, you can get a sample of the magazine, but we also have a special offer for you over there as well. If you talk to any of our reps within the organization, they can fill you in on the digital content as well, the postcards, any of those pieces of marketing that you feel would value or benefit your business. Thank you so much for listening. You can head on over to staypaidpodcast.com for the show notes, as well as that link for the special offer. If you're looking for ways to support the show, other than joining Reminder Media, come on, what are you waiting for? Let's do it. Let's start. You can also head on over to Apple Podcasts, drop us a 5-star rating, and leave a review to let us know how we're doing. And the best way to help out the show is to tell a friend. Luke.
Yes.
A little geography, because we feature places all across the country. That's the other cool part about the magazine. It's national. It has the nooks and crannies of the United States all across America. And of course, we all know where the Big Apple is, right? But does anyone know where the Mini Apple is?
Minneapolis?
I didn't expect to laugh right now. The Minneapolis?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Minneapolis. I love that one.
We're so excited to say that.
Excited we really were. If you want to get a hold of me or Luke, you can email us at podcast@remindermedia.com. And of course, you can find us on Instagram. We're at Stay Paid Podcast. For this episode of Stay Paid, I'm Joshua Stike.
Guys, I'm Luke Acree. Thank you so much for listening to Stay Paid. Your action item from this is I'd love to send you a sample of the magazine. So make sure you go to that site, check it out, get yourself a sample. You will be blown away. We hear time and time again, this is the one piece of marketing that I send my clients that I actually get feedback on, whether it's a text message, a phone call, a post on social. I want you to experience the same. Remember, the difference between top producers and mediocre producers, or top producers take action. Take action on that today.